Matthew Inman, author of the webcomic The Oatmeal, described them as Genghis Khan, bathed in sherbet ice cream, and the hairbringer of blood-soaked rainbows. Today, I would like to persuade you to make the mantis shrimp your new favorite animal. I got my inspiration from years of being fascinated with this animal and the webcomic The Oatmeal. The rest of my information came from the research conducted on the reliable internet sources. For those of you who already have a favorite animal, I would like to convince you why the mantis shrimp is better than any other animal. For those of you who already know the mantis shrimp, I would like you to give you more information. The mantis shrimp have amazing eyes and attack mechanisms, and that is what I'm talking about today. Their eyes, their attack mechanisms, and how they are being used in the army. First, I would like to talk about the eyes. They have light-sensitive cells, which include rods and cones. Rods see light and motion, and the cones see color. Dogs have two cones, which allow them to see blue and green. Humans have 3 cones, which allow them to see blue, green, and red. The mantis shrimp have 12 to 16 cones that allow them to see a variety of different colors that isn't imaginable to us. They also have circular polarized light, also known as CPL. Specialized cells arrange tightly packed tubular bundles. In the article published by Wired.com called Mantis Shrimp Eyes Might Inspire New High-Def Devices, journalist Brandon Kim explained that these cells exchange a rotation of photons as passed through converting CPL's tight spirals to the straightforward up and down wavelengths and the linear polarized light. This is like going from 3D sunglasses or 3D movies to polarized sunglasses. So I just talked to you about their eyes, and now I'm going to talk to you about their mechanisms, the raptorial appendages. These are like praying mantis structures that are on the front of their bodies. It's right here. I'll show you that. Hope that's right. They are, like I said, the structure in the front of their body, and they accelerate with the same velocity as .22 caliber bullets, which creates 1,500 newtons or 300 pounds of force. This attack is used to crack open the mantis shrimp's prey and slurp up the juices from inside. This also creates a cavitational bubbles. In the article, Michael Bach, a graduated student from studying mantis shrimp on the website anthropol.com, said the cavitational is a result of fluids moving rapidly in different directions, which causes a formation of cavitational bubbles. This bubble forms a point of impact, and the bubble collapses against the target and generates an additional smashing force as high as 590 newtons. This graph, right here, also represents the force generated when mantis shrimp strikes, with both raptorial appendages, 4 force peaks, and detected by one-axis force sensors. When stuck with appendages based on the high-speed video, the 2 higher peaks forces were generated by limb impact, and the 2 lower peaks were generated during the cavitational bubble collapses. If a human could throw a baseball at 1/10 of the speed, the baseball would go into outer space. That's how much the force is. So you might be thinking that, oh, this mantis shrimp has nice eyes and it has a really strong arm, but my animal is still better. I'd like to present you with one last final point to convince you to adopt the mantis shrimp as your new favorite animal. I just talked about the arm, and now I'm going to talk about the army. The shrimp have been studied in use of the army, and they have been studying their resilient shell. In an article in the Los Angeles Times, by David Caviecia, a professor of chemical and environmental engineering at UC Riverside, said, "We were impressed that the mantis shrimp can impact prey tens of thousands of times over a period of 3 to 4 months without breaking its hand. For decades, people have studied snails as their benchmark of impact resistant. The mantis shrimp are eating those guys for dinner." The makeup of their hand, which is also known as their dactyl, comes in 3 parts: the outer, the center, and the inner. The outer has a crystallized mineral material that can withstand compressive forces more effectively than engineered ceramics forged at extreme temperature. The center has spiraling layers of sugar-based creatine fibers reinforced by different mineral material that absorbs impact and prevents cracking. The inner layer is another layer of creatine fibers that reinforces the hand. Using this design to combat armor, it uses it to make it lighter, stronger, and even more durable. Students at UC Riverside made a prototype of this high-velocity rounds and shot high-velocity rounds into the material, leaving the bullets flattened. In summary, I hope that I've persuaded you to have the mantis shrimp as your new favorite animal by talking about their eyes, their amazing hand, and how they're being used in the Army today. In conclusion, in response to the speech, I hope that you will take the pamphlet that I've made for you, right there, and that you will read it if you want to know more and show others around you. And in conclusion, as Matthew Inman put it so eloquently, the mantis shrimp is my new favorite animal because of its presence of light in such beauty. It embraces darkness and the death with the brilliance of a dying star. And Francis Bacon once said, "In order for light to shine so brightly, darkness must be present." We're all.